From Brisbane to Belconnen, Perth to Penrith, Darwin to Devonport and Melbourne to Mount Gambier, Australians have gathered in their millions to welcome 2025 with fun, festivities and fireworks. In Sydney, thousands waited up to 19 hours for a prime viewing position along the harbour and a midnight display that did not disappoint. The skies over Brisbane's South Bank were host to more than 80,000 individual fireworks across two separate shows, while fireworks and lasers lit up Melbourne for a crowd of more than 500,000 people. Thousands rung in the new year along Adelaide's coastline with a party on the beach.
The party started early on Darwin's waterfront, with the midnight show moved up to 11:30 as a storm barrelled in. A father-son duo crossed the Sydney-Hobart finish line just in time for the midnight fireworks in Hobart, as thousands gathered on the waterfront there. And Perth partygoers gathered in their thousands, with the mercury still pushing 28 at midnight, enjoying the biggest fireworks the city has seen in years. We'll take you right across the country and overseas this morning. First though, let's head to Myles Houlbrook-Walk at Bondi Beach, where the sun has risen on a brand new year. Myles, looks like a pretty spectacular morning after a pretty spectacular night.
Emma, in a word, it's paradise, isn't it? I mean, what a way to start the new year. We get to be treated to the sun rising on the east coast of Australia for 2025. And what a show it was last night as 2024 was out the door and 2025 came in. Robbie Williams singing the house down with his range of hits, and the largest fireworks display ever. 9 tonnes was detonated in the midnight show right across the foreshore and harbour area of Sydney City. It was there that more than 1 million people watched on, and many more, of course, watching on the ABC as the broadcast brought in the new year in style. Of course, right here at Bondi Beach is an interesting conundrum. You have almost the carpe noctums of the world, those who seize the night, and those who are getting up early with the carpe diems. I've had a chat with just a couple of people who've made their way down to Bondi Beach, either from last night's festivities and partying through, and some who've gotten up early this morning.
It was very chill. You know, I was just at home, kind of just preparing for the year, and wanted to get up nice and early.
We went to see the fireworks, and then so we hadn't had a drink the whole day.
We went sober for the first time in 12 years for New Year's night, and then we started drinking after midnight.
It was a quiet 5 p.m. dinner with my partner last night, and I was in bed by about 9 o'clock last night. Yeah.
Okay.
I went a little bit more wild. I was in bed by like 11.
Well, I've been just dancing all night and drinking. Sleep for half an hour and came here to see the sunrise.
Now, of course, Emma, it's going to get quite warm here already. The mercury's reached about 22 degrees. I've got my sunnies for later on in the day because I'm going to get in that water. It looks just so tempting out behind me. And, of course, you can look quite fashionable. And I dare say there are a couple of people sleeping on Bondi Beach who wish they had something quite as stylish as I did to ring in the funky 2025, Emma.
Oh, if we only, all of us wish we could be as funky and stylish as you, Myles. Thank you. We'll check back in with you later.
Now we're going to take you back to Damascus, where the Syrian capital is celebrating the start of 2025. And you can see it's a new beginning there after the dramatic, spectacular and very unexpected fall of the Assad regime. We can see people there celebrating in Damascus with fireworks, with some amazing displays there. Yeah, it's quite phenomenal, isn't it? What a different place to the one we would have been looking at last year. Syrians are hoping for peace, security, freedom of expression after 50 years of rule where they weren't able to pretty much do any of those things. So it's going to be a big year for those in Syria. Obviously, there's still a lot of uncertainty to come. People still looking for lost loved ones who went missing during the Assad regime, and the formation of a new government, which is going to have to take place. But it looks like people there in Damascus are enjoying tonight for what it is, a new beginning for the people of Syria.
Yeah, across the Middle East, though, fairly subdued celebrations, if you can call them that, to bring in the new year, but that's certainly what's going on in Damascus now. Pretty spectacular there. Look, let's take a look at what else is making news. And Tasmanian police are urging bushwalkers to be safety conscious after the deaths of 3 hikers since Christmas. Yesterday, police retrieved the body of a Victorian hiker who had fallen to his death at Federation Peak. A man died at Cradle Mountain on Christmas Day following a medical episode. And on the weekend, another walker died on the Western Arthur Range Traverse.
2 Melbourne men will face court in Ballarat after police discovered them allegedly trying to move cannabis plants out of harm's way during last week's bushfires. Police were responding to reports of abandoned trucks in an area near the Grampians bushfire on Christmas Eve and were surprised when they opened the rear doors of one to find mature cannabis plants. Police say the 2 men were found in another truck with a third containing more plants found nearby.
Fake stone products will be stopped at the Australian border from today, with a federal ban on importation now in effect. Engineered stone, which is a popular material often used for kitchen benches, has been linked to a surge in deadly lung disease among stonemasons due to its high silica content.
From today, tens of thousands of Territorians will be able to access free driver's licences and will see a freeze to car registration cost increases. The changes will apply to 150,000 cars and motorbikes, while the free licences will benefit up to 112,000 drivers and form part of a cost of living package announced by the governing Country Liberal Party.
Actors Angelina, Jolie and Brad Pitt have reached a divorce settlement, bringing an end to one of Hollywood's most contentious and closely followed celebrity splits. Jolie filed for divorce from Pitt, her husband of 2 years and romantic partner since 2005. She filed for that 8 years ago. Her lawyer says she's exhausted but relieved and that a divorce settlement has been finalised, signed and filed with the court.